So we are very careful as a team. We learned it very early on in our careers that you always build solutions which are generally applicable to the industry and stand behind those. Because any product feature that you build, even if one customer is using, you're going to be supporting it forever, for the lifetime of your company.
And I'm really glad that you're sort of seeing that up and to the right trajectory in so many ways. But I'm sure there have been some stumbling blocks and some hard moments. Can you share maybe some of the challenges that you've had building the company and how you dealt with it?
I think, there are a few things that any startup goes through, right? A lot of times it's people issues, right? Chemistry between the
Yep.
individuals in the team. And one of our investors who's very savvy told us that, hey, only hire people no matter how good they are. If they are really hard to deal with or they're uncontrollable, then it's not, your team is going to have many, many challenges. So
Biggest
sometimes
mistake I ever
you
made in my life was an uncontrollable hire.
Right.
It's the perfect word.
So sometimes you run into those types of people, and then you try to fix the course and move forward from there.
Yeah.
And fortunately, the team has had ultra focus on knowledge, and we don't have to steer our direction, because that's one of the things that kills startups, is that in between, if you have to divert your attention from one solution to another, because you haven't built something so substantial that it's getting you the revenue that you want, right? Then you quickly have to switch directions and build something new. And if that doesn't play out, you build something new, right? And then before you know it, people are disheartened and they move on, and
Yep.
it becomes very, very challenging. So in both companies, at Viptela and here, fortunately, we've never had to change our direction, right? And so
Wow.
yes, you do run into scale issues, and you solve them on the way, to success. But the fundamental direction of the company never changes, right? And that is a problem that you're solving. And if you haven't figured out, you should not be doing a company, to solve that problem. So and so we do a lot of diligence before we dive into something, talking to our customers. Let's even now, right? We have achieved a certain level of success, but to continue to expand our overall addressable market, we add new features or new capabilities. We talk to our customers and continuously get feedback from them and say, hey, this is something you'll be able to use, right? And this is how we are planning to build. What do you think? And a lot of times, customers may want you to do something which is very specific to that customer. And then you have to take that input and say, how is it generally applicable to a larger audience, right?
Yep.
Because you don't want to do anything which is specific to one customer. You're never going to be able to sell it to others, right? So we are very careful as a team. We learned it very early on in our careers that you always build solutions which are generally applicable to the industry and stand behind those. Because any product feature that you build, even if one customer is using, you're going to be supporting it forever, for the lifetime of your company.
There is some
So
real wisdom there.
yeah, so you never do something which is, and that's where scale issues come, right? You cannot scale the company because now so many people are supporting that feature, So, and our I guess senior people at Cisco taught us very early on, and that's why Cisco was so widely successful. Now it's a different story. I mean, it's grown to a certain extent, and where companies' trajectory becomes very, very different, right? The large companies behave very differently. But startups, you cannot afford that. You just have to stay ultra focused on making sure that your features are utilized and they're used by many customers, so you can grow the business.
Well, and I love hearing you talk about the importance of listening to and staying connected to customers, right?
Yeah.
And that's kind of classic wisdom, but also it's just so important because
So
people
important.
forget it.